Hey, what is up? What's going on, guys? Joe here, Radio 690 ADV, 690ADV.com. How's it going? Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great day. Don't forget, podcasts, Sundays, Thursdays, every week. We don't miss. Make sure you hit subscribe, give us some comments. Don't forget, you can find us on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker.com/690ADV or Radio 690ADV, I think is what it is. Make sure you're part of it. Don't forget about our YouTube stuff as well, youtube.com/690ADV. You can get all of our stuff. We have tons and tons of video to help you out from beginner all the way to whatever. Not only that, we have tons of really super cool subscribers that actually give great information, and they're there to help as well, which is really nice. The 690 ADV is not about me. It is about us. It is a community, and that's what I'm trying to build because it's needed. I feel that it is needed. And it would be great if we can all just get along and not be so hypocritical in the social media world to jump to conclusion, only read the title and then basically make up your mind and just sit there and ride stuff. I know I did a podcast with Bonnie Johnson, and it basically was, I put it out on Facebook, and man, it got blown so out of proportion. Everybody thought I was a sexist, and it had nothing to do with that. It was just about female riders and doing motos, and would you allow one to come, and everybody just literally totally got it wrong, except for, some of my really good subscribers on YouTube, which is really nice. And some of the Facebook guys actually figured it out, and it was pretty cool. But anyway, let's get past that. But, that's really kind of what this is about, is trying to bring people together, be better, have fun. It's really about riding motorcycles. It's not about the individual so much as it is about, making friends, making buddies, going out, riding, camping, seeing this great country of ours before it completely gets taken over by, everybody buying up all the land and everything. So that's really what it's all about. And it's about everybody helping everybody and not being, I'm better than you. So, but if that's who you are, that's who you are. I'm hopefully I can change you, but if I don't, then, it is what it is. So onto the podcast itself, kind of myths about lubrication for your motorcycle. I saw some really cool information that just changed my whole world really on lubrication and chains and how they work and things like that. It was really, really cool. I don't like to name drop too much, but it was really good information because it got me started and allowed me to dig in more into the ins and out of how the chains are between, the standard and the X-Ring and all these different chains and stuff that are out there. And, and there's so many different lubricants out there for doing your chain, between chain oil, chain wax, chain Teflon. I mean, God, it's all over the place. And to find the results in a controlled environment, it was really, really eye-opening. And I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, it was really, really cool because it wasn't against one. And what it was about 5 or 6 different oils, from chain lubes to sprays to wax to, to gear oil. And you'll get some guys that just swear by everything. And we're talking, really good stuff. I mean, you see it in all the motorcycle shops, all the dealers, and they swear by it. And I'm not a real big chain guy. I just know that your chain needs to be clean, keep it, make it last as long as you possibly can. But what I did learn is that the chains themselves have their own little world built into them, which is really, really neat. Maybe you guys know more than I do, and heck, everybody knows probably a lot more than I do on a lot of things. But what I did learn is that chains don't fail because grit and dirt gets in between the seated rivets in the linkage. Because what I did find out is that the chains are basically sealed. Chains are sealed, and the linkage has lubricant in there that is not supposed to come out. And if that linkage breaks, then that's how it breaks down, and that's how your chain gets destroyed and stuff like that. Now, you can get trash and dirt and grime and all that stuff in your chain, and it can kind of snap and pop, as it's going. It can kind of kink itself and yada, yada, yada. Everybody knows that if you ride off road, or, if you ride in rain and then you go into dirt and then you all that stuff. So, and you try to clean your chain off, and you go and you spray your chain off at a car wash, and then you got your little can of chain lube, and everything's perfect again. But in all reality, it did work. I mean, it really did. But the problem is these chain lubes that we're buying, like Motorex and God, what is it? There's so many, it's freaky. They're not cheap. They're not. They're like $8 to $12 for a small can. I've got a can of Motorex chain lube in the 690 garage, and I think I paid like $17 or like 16 and change for that. And man, it makes the chain sound great. It really does. But what I learned is in long, I don't want to beat this too deep, into the dirt. But what I found is that they did a test, and I don't want to say who it is because I don't want to name drop people, but it was very interesting. But knowing that about the chain, and whatever you know about chain, definitely down in the comments or whatever, put your 2 cents down there on what you know. And if you haven't heard of this, maybe this will help you out, because I'm going to start doing it. I don't care what anyone says, and you can sit there and be a know-it-all to the world, but this is my 2 cents. I had a lot of people gave me flack on WD-40 on doing it. Oh, well, you're going to dry it out and you're going to this and that. Well, if you go by what the chain is and how it's built, WD-40 is really not going to do anything to the chain. It's not going to ruin the chain. It actually theoretically can't ruin the chain, other than sheer friction just, over time. So if you're using it as a short-term solution to all the people that basically gave me a hard time about WD-40, you're wrong. You're completely wrong. You're completely wrong. If you go and look at the data, how chains are built and how everything is put together, that's why you only get one master link that you are in control of. So you don't build the chain. And if you built the chain, then you'd know how it actually works. So long story short, getting into that, I just want to throw that out there because it was kind of fun. They used all of these different oils, and they're all high-end oils, and it's very, very good chain wax, chain lube, Teflon, from all of it to gear oil to just pretty much anything. And they did everything from water, sand, dirt, all the things that you do, just throw, and it was all in a controlled area, and how it deflected, how it basically stayed lubricated, how it kept everything to where the chain on the outside, because you can't get anything into the chain. It's impossible. It doesn't exist. You cannot. It does not. And if you go do your research, you will find out there you can get nothing into a chain other than what you have around the chain. Is what you're doing is you're trying to slow down the rust, and you're trying to slow down the little bit. But that chain in itself, you are not getting any lubricant into that deep crevice pore of it. It is already lubricated, and it is pressed, and it's done by a machine. You're not getting anything in there. So if you're new and you're learning that, I just learned this. So long story short, chain oils, they all did a really decent job on keeping the chain clean, because that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to keep it clean, and you're trying to keep the water out, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to slow down rust. Rust is what destroys the chain. It's not the dirt and the grime and stuff like that. It's the rust that destroys the chain, because it breaks the linkage and it breaks down that barrier when the chain is pressed and put together, because the chain linkage actually has lubricant inside of it that is not supposed to come out. If it does come out, then that's what theoretically destroys the chain. Anyway, they went through all this stuff, and to me, what I found out from them, and I dug in a little deeper, is that, chain wax, I spend somewhere between, how much do you use? Down below, tell me how much you use. I'm going to tell you what went out. And I've been using chain waxes and chain lubricants forever. Gear oil. Are you kidding me? Gear oil. Gear oil. That stuff, you can get like a quart of it for like $5 at Walmart. And gear oil is not just all the exact same, but it's all real close. It's gear oil. Did you know that actually works better than all of them? Didn't know it. Very cool. Does a great job. We have a forklift at our office, and we just did a complete saturation from a chain on a used forklift that was just purchased that was very rusted. And we geared oiled it up. It's been running for about 3 days. It looks like a new chain. It moves, it functions, it's amazing, and it lifts thousands and thousands of pounds. So if it works really well on that, why wouldn't it work on your bike? And there's a lot of people that use it, and they probably don't talk about it, because it's one of those things that when you know something cool, you keep it to yourself. So very cool. I did learn that. Gear oil, it's super cheap. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it just about anywhere, and it's very fantastic, and it works really well. So that's something for you to think about if you are in the learning processes of how to maintain your chain and things like that. Hey, save it a little money, and it's going to work as good. It's actually going to work better than any of your chain waxes that are out there. Go ahead and pick up some gear oil. Get it at Walmart. It's probably like $4 or $5, and it's going to last a super long time, and it's going to do a really good job. So just kind of remember that gear oil over the others, it's fantastic. It's going to do it's not even going to do it's going to do a better job. So keep that in mind, and give it a shot. I appreciate you. Joe, 690 ADV, Radio 690 ADV. And don't forget our YouTube, 690adv.com. You can get us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and you can get us on iTunes. Check us out. And anytime that you can give us a comment or a thumbs up, or if you can give us a little star like on iTunes, it's great. It really helps us out. So that's kind of like a little tip, on doing chains and stuff like that. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope this helps everybody out, because it definitely helped me out. If you have any questions, don't forget 690adv@gmail.com. Thanks so much. You guys have a great Thursday. Thanks. 690 out.